And we are live on a very, very spooky edition of the Side Quest Live.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna play the theme song, but we would get a strike against us.
Neither
Surprise! It's actually me, Dolly. It's not.
Yeah.
I am not. I am not a Squid Game person, but it is just me. Check it out. It's a cool mask. I'll wear it a little bit until. See, look, this is what happens. This is why you don't wear masks on a podcast, on a live stream, because stuff falls all over the place. JJ and I were just talking about this prior to the show starting.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, great.
Masks suck. I hate
masks. Yeah, they do. This has a much more hue in real life than it does on the on camera. But I'm Dolly Domofsky, or what's left of Dolly Domofsky. You can see. There you go, a little bit better. This guy over here, I pointed correctly. This guy. Wait, hold on. There we go. This guy.
Let's see if I can get my finger. There we go.
There we go. There we go. Is JJ Holder.
It is. It is. Who you gonna call?
Oh, it's good. Good stuff. Good stuff. I love that. I love that. Are you excited for the movie?
Of course. You throw anything Ghostbusters at me, I'm there, man. I'm the guy that was a big fan of 2016. And
I enjoyed 2016 as well. I actually really liked it. It was really fun.
I still have an unopened can of Ecto Cooler in my room.
Ooh, very cool. Very, very cooler.
They're not doing it for this movie, and I'm mad.
Yeah, they're doing fewer things, surprisingly, for this movie.
Not really. There's a shit ton of
Ghostbusters
really?
Stuff Maybe I just haven't been paying attention.
But it's a lot of stuff. It's far less edible things, although they are doing Stay Puffed marshmallows and things. But okay.
Wait, there are actual Stay Puffed marshmallows that you can buy in stores?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe I will have to pick up some of that stuff. Wait, hold on. The real question: is there a Dozer NFT by any chance?
I'm certain somebody has saved a GIF from the first movie and is selling it. It's for $25,000 right now. So, and you meant Gozer. Thank you.
Gozer. I'm sorry. My mask was. That's what I meant. My mask was throwing me off. Gozer. Why? Yes. So I'm gonna just slightly remove this mask. Speaking of masks, there we go. I'll put this for now.
Nobody cared about who you were until you put on the mask.
Until I put I'm vengeance. To quote every Batman movie, I'm vengeance. No, I'm Dolly. Surprise. Well, good to have you on, JJ. Hopefully, maybe somebody else will join. I know there's some stuff in people's lives, obviously, that take precedence. So but we'll see. Either way, we can hold down this fort.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah. What is it? Is it Adam Cole, baby? Is it how?
Adam Cole, baby.
Baby, we're gonna have to get one of them wrestlers up on the on this podcast one day. They're all. I will say what's really cool about everybody in AEW, especially. WWE to the extent as well. Is they're all gamers. Everybody is a gamer. The whole generation of wrestlers right now. Anybody who's under 37 grew up a gamer.
It's so funny to hear the old guys being very upset about it. They would much rather the guys hang out in the locker room playing solitaire than playing games with one another. It's great if you go back to old magazines with wrestler interviews in it to promote games and hearing them talk about games, and you could tell the ones that are just reading bullet points as opposed to
it is a really strong endeavor to Assassin's Creed Odyssey. No,
if I recall correctly, I feel like Triple H was interviewed once and said his favorite game was actually something really weird. I'm gonna Google that now.
Yeah. But it's cool because AEW, everybody there is a gamer. I mean, they also play in WWE, but Vince McMahon will not let that be known unless he's got a stranglehold on that.
Yeah. Oh well.
This
is a modern interview that is clearly clearly just him, just like, oh yeah, I like the centipede.
Yeah. I have a question for you for something you might like. We're getting right into the news.
News, baby.
And huge game launch this week that set the world buzzing.
Yeah.
Let me say, not necessarily buzzing, depending on what kind of TV set you have or what kind of controller you have. If you have a Japanese controller, there's still rumble, but not in the American version. Nintendo Switch Online launched this week the expansion pack.
Yeah.
Expansion pack, which gave you
Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64. That's it.
There you go.
Animal Crossing stuff is not out yet.
Yes, correct. You're paying $100. No, it's like $50 for a few N64 games here, and a few Genesis games, and something that's not quite out for another week. The N64 games. Now, we've talked about this in the past and how it didn't sound all that appealing unless you're a hardcore Animal Crossing player.
Yeah,
in a family.
Yeah,
because it becomes cheaper. Unfortunately, it's cheaper that way.
Or in a fake family.
A fake family. Listen, families don't have to be blood; they can be.
It's true.
You're my family. Yeah.
As a person that has watched every single Fast and Furious movie, I should have known that.
Yes. Yes. See. But it's a lot of money for. I'm gonna point here. Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in.
Listen, let's just get it out of the way real quick. It's trash.
It is trash. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Every single game is running like shit. You can't you can't manipulate the input, so you can't change some of the settings. So so like you're having to do stuff like hold a trigger down to be able to use all the C buttons. And they're running at some of the worst frame rates I've seen Nintendo 64 stuff running in.
Oh my gosh.
Everything seems to be absolute trash on the emulation for this. And don't get me wrong, Nintendo 64 emulation's kind of a pain in the ass, but it's got decades now of people like working together to make it much better than what Nintendo has hobbled together with
decades of non-Nintendo people working together.
Yeah, a bunch of enthusiasts in the community sharing information with one another. Meanwhile, you have Nintendo that thinks they can do better because they're Nintendo, and absolutely proven right here that they cannot. And I don't know how much of this has to do with that these games were never designed to be, because you're basically streaming all of these games. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how much of that is just like, oh, this emulator is not designed for this bullshit. It's designed to just run a ROM file and that's it. But now you're asking it to run a ROM file, stream it with rewind features, and add online multiplayer, which again, these companies have, these emulators have been, running online multiplayer and stuff for years now.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's a mess. And who gives a shit about Genesis? Like, I love Genesis games, but Nintendo, like Sega has done a great job releasing Sega stuff for a cheap price. It's dirt cheap on Steam. It's dirt cheap on the Switch. The Genesis Mini was fantastic. I don't have a hard time playing Genesis games in a decent way. So
it's Genesis. I mean, it's such a bad package. Now, if the games were here, I'm gonna play this video again. The same video we played last week. If the games were emulated well, I think people could get past the price, right? You could say, all right,
it's one of those.
Well, you got all this extra stuff.
It's one of those things that this was always going to sell. Like with Nintendo, this was always just going to be like, because Nintendo is not going to necessarily fight back on the messaging of you don't need this.
Right.
You can still just pay the $20 and it's fine for your year. You don't need this. But enough people are going to see it and think like, oh, it's $50 a year for Switch Online now, and think that that's it. And Nintendo's not going to fight that anyways. And even if these were running good, it's still a garbage proposition right now.
It really is.
But at least like they're there. You hope that these are going to get better. Like I do like being able to play this. I'm the person that bought the Nintendo's 3D All Stars thing for this. It's nice being able to play some of these games like on the Switch, on the go. It's a good way of playing them, but there's some things that they're not going to be able to fix. And the Nintendo 64 was designed with a very specific controller in mind, which doesn't exist anymore. And so they want you to get that, wireless Bluetooth one.
They do.
Whatever.
And I did order it.
Yeah. Of course you did.
The N64 controller. Definitely not the other one. Not the Genesis one. It's the 3-button.
3-button for America. Go to hell. They did that with the Mini too, which is just like Japan gets the 6-button, we get the 3-button. I wish they would lean into the Genesis 2 design a lot more. They always
whenever that's a Sega thing and not necessarily a Nintendo thing.
Yeah. I don't know. Who knows?
Whatever. It's they are going to load this up with however many N64 games there were. I mean, just wait until 1080 gets on there, and then
I saw there was some data mining, and they found like 38 Nintendo 64 games in there.
That'll probably be it, because that was essentially all the Nintendo 64 games they had.
Yes, especially considering so much of it was licensed, anyways. Like, there's so many Nintendo 64 games that simply can't be on this platform. Like, one of the best Nintendo 64 games, or like some of the best Nintendo 64 games, are the wrestling games that were on there. And,
God, if you get No Mercy.
Yeah.
Oh man. But you're not going to get No Mercy. You're probably not going to get GoldenEye.
GoldenEye is one that there might be
there might be a chance for
that? There might be a chance with that one. It's pretty much a given that Perfect Dark's going to be on there. So Microsoft and Nintendo are perfectly fine, but all the Banjo games all the Rare games are going to be on there.
They're going to be on there for sure. Perfect Dark, Banjo.
Yeah, I feel like
I think you'll get Conquer on there. Maybe
I'm almost certain you'll get Conquer at some point. You have to like adjust your make sure your parental settings are set correctly or whatever. But yeah, GoldenEye, I don't see that as being a 100% like. No, it's never going to happen.
Sure. It's a good
point. But I don't see it happening. But I think there is just enough potential there to get enough people going. Like, have it work where it's like, okay, Nintendo Switch Online is going to get GoldenEye for the Nintendo 64, classic GoldenEye. The 360 will get that, like, or the Xbox Series X Game Pass or whatever will get that XBLA one, like they'll finish that up or whatever and get that on there and just have it be like, and everyone gets some money, just let everyone get some money.
Everyone gets a little bit of cash here and there. I think part of it is just Nintendo not having licensing figured out in a good enough way. No. That's really what it feels like.
Nintendo does have one major advantage, whereas they never license anything out, so it's never like 1080 snowboard. If Sony did 1080 snowboarding, it would be so packed to the gills with licensed music and like riffs and stuff. But like, Nintendo never, like, the one time Nintendo kind of used music was like Earthbound, where there's like Yellow Submarine stuff in there that they kind of got in trouble for, and like. But yeah, Nintendo just has their own like thing going on. They don't really ever have to worry about licensing issues with any of their first party stuff. It's everything else that was on Nintendo 64 is from like a dead studio or like was a licensed game. So like all the racing games were like Beetle Adventure Racing. Like that's not going to be on there. Like
who knows what'll end up being on there. I don't know. What would make you want to? I mean, did you subscribe to this for the N64 games? No. What would make you switch over? What would make you get it?
I think if they just made it a pipeline for like downloadable content, that would be enough for me to do it. I did hear a rumor, and I don't believe it, but it was a funny enough rumor that I'm gonna say that one of the reasons for the weird high price and to get the Genesis games on there was because Nintendo like fucked over Sega so bad on like virtual console stuff and
Oh,
like
jeez.
other stuff that it was just sort of like to get it on there, the price had to be inflated to get like have Sega agree to it or something. I don't believe it, but it seems reasonable enough.
It seems reasonable enough.
Yeah.
It's funny because that, to me, the Genesis is not a selling factor for Nintendo Switch Online right now.
Yeah, that's sort of
all.
what the thing was. Like,
Yeah.
like what Nintendo wouldn't do that because I think even Nintendo knows like the Genesis is it's just an extra thing to try to.
Yeah.
This is one of those things that was probably supposed to launch at a different time, but got delayed and delayed and delayed. Now it's like we have to push it out the door. Whatever the big thing that they have that justifies $30 has to be on the horizon in some way. It's just not ready yet, but they needed to push it out the door and start getting some stuff going because of how bad the last couple of years have been for the industry in general. I feel like there's something that they're not like that they're hiding or something. I don't know, but also bring back Mario 99. I guess put that
there you
$50.
go. Yeah. 35 Mario 35.
Yeah, Mario 35. Yeah,
make it a Mario 99. And I would be okay if the upper level tier sort of becomes the you get everything version, whereas the lower level tier is still like the timed Mario 35s and some of those, because those are meant to be anniversary. Like maybe we'll get a little Metroid game or an NES remix, and you only get a few of the remix games, the lower one. I don't know, whatever. A rotating selection. I think you need to do more. The N64 games. This becomes advantageous to me if you can remap the buttons on the N64 games, get a couple more that are kind of much more interesting. Obviously, you're going to get Smash Brothers. You're going to get a couple of the Mario parties. I'm sure of it, even though they're pushing this one out right now. 1080 was Wave Race on N64. Or was that GameCube? Okay,
that was one of the big launch titles.
That's right. Wave 1080 Wave Race. You'll get what's the Pilot Wings. I'm sure you'll get all those on there. They're all, a lot of them are in different levels.
Paper Mario.
Star Fox 64.
Star Fox 64.
Get that. But get the, I think
original Pokemon Snap is sort of
original Pokemon Snap. That's a cool one. That one, is that one of the first ones launching, or is that?
I think was it with the first one? I think it was the second wave is coming.
But you got Shadows of the Empire. You got
I was like, if that's a possibility, but I guess it would be because I just bought a repro cart of Shadows of the Empire, so why the fuck not?
Yeah, I think those will be available. I think they'll make it through. But you get enough of those games on there.
Yeah.
For me, again, if you can remap those, fix some of the technical issues and the visual side, and have a lot more games, I think that to me starts to become really enticing. But what actually makes this more is the addition of all these extra little things, like the Mario 35s, like the Tetris 99s, like getting those. I've spent 100 hours probably in Tetris 99. I freaking love playing that game. Mario 35, I poured tons of time into. Loved playing that. Those are worth their weight. Like
the Pac-Man one.
The Pac-Man one is good. Those are great, and more of those I think becomes really cool. So for me it would be cleaned up N64 games and a bunch of those, or give me that DLC pipeline. But you have to announce this stuff ahead of time and say, here's the plan. Hey guys, this is what we're gonna do. They can say we're not going to announce any specific games or DLC right now, but know that there's going to be 3 pieces of DLC, at least 3 pieces that you're gonna be getting this year, or whatever. I think it's
gonna include say like it's going to include the season passes for several other games in our pipeline or something, like
for the majority of the first party games in our pipeline. Like you got the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl that are being remade, right? They're coming out in a few weeks here. And you have Shin Megami Tensei 5 coming out in a couple weeks here. And by the way, you have Mario Party coming out. But the Pokemon games actually have some DLC that arrive for like just some cosmetic type things and some
Yeah.
Pokeballs and that
Well,
kind of stuff.
yeah.
What if that was included? What if that was a part of?
Yeah, what
these
like
systems?
there's because like okay, so Sword and Shield had like legit DLC. It had that expansion pass.
Yep.
But like every
Yeah.
Pokemon game since they've introduced like Wi-Fi has had like the online mystery gifts and things like that.
Right.
Like, to include like you get your normal mystery gift, but also like if you get like a premium mystery gift or something.
And they do that with the
go to games because if you go to GameStop right now,
you get the mobile games right. If you go to GameStop, you get the code right for
like right now. I forget which one it is, but they have like you get shinies. If you go into GameStop right now. So,
But I would, if you could log in to, I'm looking at Mario Kart on my phone right now. What if that full Switch Online pass gave you the full Mario Kart pass on your phone? It gave you the Animal Crossing Pocket Camp pass or whatever. I think you can do. There's a new Pikmin game. We'll talk about that in a second. I think there are some very easy avenues for Nintendo to start including in this that Microsoft does really well with. Sony, it's still hit or miss, but I think there's a great value, and Nintendo is just not capitalizing.
I think there's something to be involved in like giving you things if you have the premium, whatever, the expansion pass or whatever, just to give you premium items. Like Sony does a good job at it too, where it's and Game Pass, and like if you have like Ultimate or whatever, you get like you get like extra costumes, or like here's some V-Bucks, or here's some of this stuff, like just every once in a while just drop you a little extra something for some of these free to play games, or games as a service games or whatever. It's like Nintendo doesn't have the same level of like library depth when it comes to those type of games, but they have enough to make it worth it.
There are all kinds of, could you imagine right now you get for Smash Brothers, you get spirits, you get points and stuff for being a subscriber. What if it goes to that next level? Again, the expansion pass is out, but what if you are getting a constant feed of these small things for this next? And I think there are very easy wins for Nintendo on some certain things here, but I don't know. Right now, I consider it a bust. I'm not interested in it. I actually want to play a couple of the games because it's the only way you can get Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask and the original Snap, I guess, on the Switch, and a couple other games that are really kind of fun and interesting. But Win Back, baby. But it's not worth it right now.
No. It's a great way, like Banjo Kazooie, like that's never had like a portable release, like like so. There's some of these Nintendo 64 games that'll be cool because like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask have had portable releases. Mario 64 has had portable releases. But like some of those other 3D platformers that like Donkey Kong 64 on the or.
That wasn't part of the list actually yet.
Yeah, right? But like like Perfect Dark will be really cool to play portably like that or whatever. You mean like there's not a way to do it portably, but like in such a in such a convenient way of like.
Perfect Dark, the original Perfect Dark online could be a lot of fun. That could actually reinvigorate the series for Microsoft, who are building a new Perfect Dark game. That original Perfect Dark on Switch Online and get people interested in it.
Yeah, but it's already online. Like the original Perfect Dark is already online, and absolutely nobody fucking played it. So
correct. Also correct. More news here. We don't have a whole ton to talk about this week. It's been kind of a drier week, but that's okay. Hey, look at this. What? Another Sony game is making its way to PCs. God of War, one of 2018's top couple games, is coming to PC in beautiful glory. Sony finally announced. I know that there were rumors of this. There's rumors of all kinds of Sony, PS4 games popping up on PC. Good, because it's actually a smart tactic is to get the thing out on consoles first, get a whole bunch of people to buy it, and then 3-4 years later, drop it onto a PC and let people rebuy it. I think that's actually it's a smart business tactic. But it's coming out January 14th, 2022. It's gonna have true 4K, as they're calling it, with unlocked frame rates. It's coming to Epic Game Store and Steam. It's also got it's going to integrate DLSS for RTX, which I think is going to make for some really really freaking awesome visuals there. I think people are gaga over that. You're gonna see all kinds of images flood social media after this. But you can also use DualShock 4 and DualSense with the games on your computers, and it even supports ultra wide screens, which I think is kind of badass. So it's already got what Horizon Zero Dawn has already released, Days Gone already released, Death Stranding that already released too.
Death Stranding's been out,
and that's technically Kojima, but it's also technically Sony. And was Final Fantasy VII that was coming to PC, or did they announce that yet, or no, or we don't know, or the remake?
We know, but we don't know.
we know, we don't know. But again, I think it's really smart. I think there's gonna be a ton of people who pick this up to play it and then move on to God of War Ragnarok when it comes out onto PS5. I think that's, again, or PS4 or PS5. I think that's awesome. It's always cool to have more people playing these games. I think it's terrific for Sony. Terrific for gaming.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you complete the original this game on
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so good.
Yeah, it's my favorite God of War game by a significant amount.
Me too. It was funny because lockdown / quarantine / all that stuff last year got me to finish God of War and Breath of the Wild, and I was so happy that I did it because they were phenomenal experiences, But anyways, God of War coming to PC in January. I think that's pretty awesome. There's a game coming today. If you check your phone over and over again, and that game is, let me share the screen here. A game that was announced, maybe earlier this year or last year at some point, but is now finally seeing release. Pikmin Bloom. Oh, this is the Niantic one. Let me get out of this guy here talking here. Bam. Pikmin Bloom is a Pikmin game. Okay, dude, stop talking. Here we go.
I mean,
you're gonna be walking around. Hey, there's Mii's. That's kind of cool. I know a bunch of folks have actually been playing it over the last week. Nintendo sent out kind of the pre-release stuff on. Oh, look at that. We got Taylor Bliss. Look at that. Taylor Bliss.
Oh man, just in time.
You missed us talking about the Switch Online, but
oh well, don't worry, we still can go back.
We can go back, but I know just mentioning that the next big mobile game that everyone's gonna be talking about is Pikmin Bloom, which is gonna be a walking game, essentially, is what it boils down to.
Is it really gonna be the next big game everybody's gonna be talking about, though?
No, it's
absolutely not.
No.
Yeah,
absolutely not. It's not gonna make all that much money. It is just a very simple, just go out and walk. You got steps. That's it. It's just
it's a pedometer.
It's a pedometer. I'm okay with it.
I at this point, I don't want it to be an app. Just give me an actual, give me an old Tamagotchi like they did for Pikachu.
Dude,
that thing would actually unironically sell.
I think you're right. I think that would. Remember the Poke Walker?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And then did it hook up to GBA or did it hook up to Game Boy?
DS. I thought
was it DS?
Okay. There was the Pikachu one would go to GBA.
Yeah,
that's right.
There was the Pokewalker was DS, and then and then Pokemon Go had their own.
Right. Okay. I'm thinking about the GBA one.
Yeah,
the Pokewalker was awesome on the DS because it actually had the LCD screen. And you can actually do some battles and stuff on there.
And if you remember the Pikachu had infrared, so it could go to the Game Boy Color.
Yes. Okay. All right. So that actually, I think, is what I'm talking about when I said Game Boy. Okay.
Yeah.
Badass. Anyways, here you go. It's just a mobile game. Pikmin.
Very silly. I feel like Pikmin is one of their, as far as IPs go.
It's one of them.
It's. I mean, it's very cultishly positive, but also lesser known. This is gonna. It would be amazing for it to do numbers in the West, but I don't see it. No, but not that many people play Pikmin.
Yeah. Pikmin seems to be like a Nintendo favorite. Like the company loves Pikmin.
Yes.
It may not be the most popular thing outside of the company, but the company itself. Because remember, I'm gonna be. No, sorry, JJ. You finish your thought. No, it's because if you transfer data in the 3DS or whatever, it was Pikmin dropping shit off, or like the Wii or whatever. Yeah. I love that shit, man.
And they carry the stuff from the Wii U, from one Wii U to another or something like that,
or
right?
like a Wii to a Wii U or something. Yeah.
Wii to Wii, yeah. Or from one Switch, another Switch, who knows?
Yeah.
Hey,
anyways, Taylor, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say that, like, I'm gonna be real. I generally don't like the games that Niantic makes, and I think that they're all the same.
They are.
And they're just
controversial opinion. They are all exactly the same.
I mean, it's controversial in the sense that there's still a lot of avid Pokemon Go players. That was just a reskin of what's this called, Invictus or whatever. What was the name of
it? Inverse.
Yeah.
Inverse.
Was it Inverse?
Yeah, it was Inverse.
Anyway.
I like putzing around in Pokemon Go, but it is not definitely something I care about deeply. If I'm in a place that I haven't been to before, I definitely boot up Pokemon Go just to see what's going on there.
I think that it's weird that of all of the developers I don't want it to be overly negative with the way I'm describing this. I was going to say like weasel or worm their way in, but like it's just weird that Niantic made its way into the echelons of directly approved third-party developers for Nintendo first-party IPs.
Yeah.
I mean, granted that they're all on mobile spaces, but it's just kind of weird.
But I mean, like they directly influenced an actual Switch game, like
100%.
Ingress. Ingress.
Okay. Thank you.
They're calling it Ingress Prime now because remember Google spun off Niantic.
Oh yeah.
And hey,
I'm sure they're feeling really good about losing that property when they picked up Pokemon Go.
Yeah, Pokemon's still making like $1 billion a year. Pokemon Go. Don't forget that awesome game, Harry Potter Wizards Unite.
Yeah, that's right.
It's
all the same game.
Hey, it is. And Pokemon Go, I still play it. Like, whenever I go for walks, I'm like, okay, make sure I fed my Pokemon and go.
I haven't touched that thing in like 4 years. No way.
That's fine. It helps me just to kind of walk a little bit more to hatch some eggs. Hey,
all right,
we
can say,
talked about it. But what would you say if I told you that you could get that you could pay $50 a year to get a control schemes that hurt your fingers and visuals that hurt your screen, all in a neat 1996 era package on your Nintendo Switch.
I mean, that certainly sounds like N64 running on my Switch. Let me tell you about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this guy right here knows Nintendo Switch Online. Me and JJ already kind of blasted it, but we would love to hear your comments.
When we only knew the PR speak of it, and it was already a bad deal in my opinion, and then they proceeded to release bad versions of the emulated ports. It's like, I mean, I felt like Nintendo gave me an alley-oop, and I'm like, for me to dunk on it. They control 100% of the aspect of this. The Nintendo is by and large still the most avid aggressors towards ROM and ROM hacking sites, and they can't do it right on their own. So it's just like it just feels bad. It's just like it doesn't look good when they have working ports. I mean, like the screenshots between native N64 to the Wii Virtual Console. The Wii U, they already, like, people have been laughing at the Wii U port of Ocarina of Time ever since that came out, and then they still did it. They did it. How do you go from a bad port and you make it worse again? How do you do it? I don't know. It's just
like we were saying earlier. I wonder if like their bad emulation is just made worse by having to stream it too now. Like,
yeah, I mean that and the fact that, like, again, the core of this product is Nintendo Switch Online. It is NSO, and they don't have the infrastructure there to support. They can't keep the game streaming. I mean, like. It would be one thing if I was downloading, like, if I went out and I said, okay, I want to I'm an NSO member, give me all of the N64 ROMs or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
And I want those games on my Switch. You don't get that. No. You get to launch the app and stream an N64 game. I just I don't know. It's just bad.
It's funny too because like I streamed like the trial of like Control on the Switch, and it's like that worked fine.
Guess what? Because they use somebody else's streaming technology.
Exactly.
So this is the reason why this shit frustrates me so bad, is because they have partners in this space that they work with and utilize on, and I would bet, if I'd like to bet money, I don't, but if I did, I would put money down that there was no way that Nintendo reached out to, who I'm assuming is Microsoft, is the partner there, for even a hint about like, hey, we're looking to do something. Like, I don't know. They stymie innovation at every turn for everybody that's not themselves, but then they don't do it well on their own, and that's why this is so maddening. Anyway. Like I said, and I still hold by what I said in the Discord, which was like I usually like to be right, and this was not one of those times, because it was just like for $50 extra. I was really hoping for kind of like a really immaculate finish on the product, and
what would
so much worse.
JJ and I kind of give our feedback of what would potentially entice us to jump up to some. Neither of us have, by the way. And I won't be doing it anytime soon. What would, for you, $50 a year, what would entice you to get a Switch online? Apart from get the online to actually work aspect of it, which that's a given.
Shit, I was going to go with getting the online to actually work. I mean, I think that they should embrace the idea that their properties are not permanently worth $60. Sure. I think that even you don't have to do the dirt prices like some people do, where you go down to $20 or things like that. But even if you drop them occasionally 20% to or whatever the percent would be, to like 45, 40, and that's only available to NSO members. That's a pretty nice one. The other thing is that like they can't hold the Switch lockdown. I mean, all of the OG Switches before they updated the chip style are permanently hackable. That's going to be the case forever. So like, you can't put that cat back in the bag. So just let people download the ROMs, man. I mean, like the catalog needs to be way bigger. We talked about it like last time. It's like the catalog of good N64 games is already pretty shallow. Get as many of the good ones as you can. I mean, at least every single first-party Nintendo game should be there. In my opinion, you got some rare ones. The fact that like not every single first-party Nintendo one that they don't even have to jump through hoops to get, that's not there, is kind of weird. Also, Sega Master System is like kind of neat, but like this Nintendo Switch
Genesis,
Online,
not Master.
yeah, I'm sorry, the Sega Genesis.
It'd be funny if Taylor just started calling it the Mega Drive. Like,
oh yeah,
this is European, and we didn't know that.
Secretly. Yeah, I know. It's just like if it was like the handful of curated N64 and then the surprise was a handful of curated GameCube games simultaneously, that would be really cool. I would bet money that they cannot get a GameCube emulator working on the Switch. I'm going to say that I'm surprised that if they get it to work. The only reason why it worked on the Wii and the Wii U is because the way that they developed those consoles was by taking the chip from the GameCube and then just multiplying it by sets of 2. And that's how they improved the quality of the processors of those consoles.
Sunshine is running pretty well on the Switch. I mean, like
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, and it even like you can even use the pressure sensitive Twitch.
Now, keep in mind that that's not we're not emulating that. They remastered that game, and I mean, we're working under the assumption that the N64 stuff and the Sega Genesis stuff is running on a server somewhere, being emulated actively and then streamed. But yeah, I don't know. It's all moot until like Nintendo. They've never succeeded in true online in almost any game.
With GameCube stuff, there's just no way to like. With the Dolphin emulator being as phenomenal as it is, it's the one like there is no form of emulator for the GameCube on the Nintendo Switch that would ever be even remotely okay.
Is Dolphin emulator open source?
I would assume so.
I think so. Yeah.
I think so. I think that's part of their.
Yeah, it's on GitHub. Guess what, Nintendo? It's right there.
Yeah. Take it, man.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, that's it. I feel much better. So thank you, Dolly.
No problem. Really, there wasn't a ton of other news this
BlizzCon
week.
Canceled.
I was going to mention that.
Yeah,
BlizzCon
truly
is
shocking.
canceled.
Yeah, it's a surprise.
Yeah, it's not the time. I think not the time to.
COVID, of course.
Yeah.
COVID, yeah.
It's COVID. Yeah.
What was their official line was, it was trying to give more time to people. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Here it is. Any BlizzCon takes every single one of us to make it happen. An entire company effort fueled by our desire to share what we create with the community we care about so much. At this time, we feel the energy it would take to put on a show like this is best directed towards supporting our teams and progressing the development of our games and experiences. Instead of saying we fucked up, guys.
Yeah.
We did some bad shit. And it's probably not good right now.
Shit's not going particularly well for us right now. We need to sit back and.
The final line is that whatever the event looks like in the future, we also need to ensure that it feels as safe, welcoming, and inclusive as possible. We're committed to continual communication, blah, blah, blah. Not to demean. I mean, it's a good call to delay it so they can get their shit together. Oh, no. Someone's asking what my costume is. Here's my costume. It's not a peach. It's meant to be pink, but I had this on earlier.
Yeah.
Punctified. So there you go. And I have my hoodie right here. I was a Squid Game. I think the correct terminology is a Squid Game.
No, you're a Squid Game. Are you a Squid Game or a kid game?
I like that. Very good. But yeah, I think it's smart on their part to postpone it, delay it, whatever they want to do. But that's just a lame excuse. Again, transparency goes so far in helping heal a lot of these, helping heal some situations. It's not going to solve the problem, but at least it shows that you want to try, and this statement does not feel like they want to try. It's like, hey, we're gonna just kind of pause because we're working on games for you guys.
Do you guys talk about how they renamed the Overwatch character?
No.
I mean, I'm just saying, since we're on the topic, they renamed McCree.
Yeah,
that fixed it.
What was his name? I forget his name now. It was like Colt or something. What was his name?
It's a video game name.
Yeah.
It went to Cole Cassidy.
Yeah, Cole Cassidy.
That's a wrestler name.
That is definitely it's Orange
No,
Cassidy.
he's a cowboy. You can't do this.
There is a wrestling cowboy as we speak. It's fine.
Yes. Yeah.
True. Do we talk about Advance Wars being delayed?
Nope, we can get to that right now. We mentioned last week that Elden Ring was getting delayed. We have our Advance Wars delay. It's delay season, everybody.
Yeah, it is delay season. It's like, oh wait, we're not going to hit our holiday season. Quick, to Q1.
That's not even Q1. That's spring, which I think is.
Was it spring?
Yeah, it's smart for that one. They have Pokemon Arceus coming up, and then they had something else. They had Triangle Strategies coming out in March, I believe. So I think for them, spring on this game is going to be April, likely April. I'm going to guess, and I still think we're going to get Splatoon in May or June of next year.
I mean, Splatoon makes sense. Look at target demographic. You release it for the end of school. Get all the kids to have it for the summer.
Yep. I think that's I think we get to.
And they should include the Splatoon Battle Pass in Switch Online.
There you go, nailed it.
Yes, that is actually true. They should do that.
They should. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with the delay. There's a lot of stuff that I'm going to be catching up on, anyways, playing. So I'll be playing the next gen version. What's actually being called the next gen update to Cyberpunk 2077 and Witcher 3. Next gen update. So I think PlayStation 6 and Xbox Series Y.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But yeah, it's likely might be when they come out. But yeah, those are also delayed into first quarter and second quarter, respectively, of 2022. Hey guys, don't rush Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
And any other, just get it done. Just get it done right. Okay. That's all I gotta say to that one.
If you haven't played, I just saw the news story where if you haven't played Returnal yet, now's the time to grab that because
it looks like they updated and put in some good stuff that probably should have been there before.
I understand the desire of not letting you suspend the game. However, we are human beings that have to suspend games.
Honestly, it's literally the if there's anything that the Switch does 100% right, it is that.
Yeah. I was surprised.
Every game.
I was surprised the Series X version of stuff, the fast resume that they have working on that thing right now is fucking wild because I had unplugged my Series X and moved it downstairs, plugged it back in, and started up Jedi Fallen Order, a game that I haven't played in months. Hit go on it, and it put me right back where I was.
Oh, nice!
In the pause menu where I was when I last played it. I was like, it's been without power for 30 minutes, and it still fucking remembers where I was in that game. Holy shit!
Any other news before we move on with whatever we've been playing?
Concerned Ape announced his new game.
Chocolatier.
Yeah, successor to Stardew Valley.
I just like the idea. I don't know if I like the game as much as Stardew, but I like the idea of the Haunted Chocolatier.
I mean, it all depends. I mean, hopefully.
Tell me what it is.
There's a lot of similar stuff to Stardew. I mean, it was only a teaser, so you only get snippets, but it looks like you take over. Being a chocolatier from somebody, I'm assuming, or something happens where you become a chocolatier, and then looks like there's ghosts, and you kill monsters, you make chocolate, and then you have to sell the chocolate.
Nice.
So if you've ever played the game Recettear, which if Aaron Kelly was here, he would love to talk about it. That's a favorite of his. Recettear was an item shop game where you would go to dungeons, collect items, and then the main part of the game would be to strategically place items around the shop and then haggle for prices. So there was a little bit of that, or I guess the more recent would have been Moonlighter. You did that in Moonlighter. Yeah. So it's got that type of element, but we'll see. I mean, the art style is, if you've played Stardew, it looked very, very similar. So, we'll see how it changes. I have a feeling that Concerned Ape probably showed this hand pretty early. I would guess 23 at the earliest.
Yeah. Oh yeah. At the earliest.
And that's the Steam early access version of it.
Yes.
Yeah, probably. I don't remember I don't think Stardew did it early access.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I don't remember Stardew until it came out and everyone started talking about Stardew.
Yeah.
That's so.
And then the last bit of news is that 343 is shutting down Xbox 360 Halo online services. The true end of an era.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's it.
It's bound to happen with everything, and that sucks. But...
Wait, does that mean that the games are no longer playable on the Xbox 360, or they're just not playable anymore ever online, like Halo 2?
No, we're talking about 360. So we're talking about Xbox Online and Xbox Live curate services differently depending on the platform it's running on.
Okay.
In this case, 360 versus One versus Series X.
Got it. This is just the 360 version.
So we're talking about the 360 version of Halo 3, ODST, Reach, Halo 1, Halo Wars, and Spartan Assault.
Man, Spartan Assault, that was a game.
That was a game.
Right,
But I mean, the reality is just like it's just a sunset of so that they can shut down servers and stuff like that and deprecate hardware and all that good shit. But I mean, the reality. I mean, part of it sucks because that's like the only way to play Halo Combat Evolved in like its original form. Because all of the PC ports and every subsequent port after that is all based on the Gearbox PC port. Nothing else is based on the original game by oh my god, please tell me who. Bungie. Thank you. I did. I'm getting over a cold, so my brain is not working. So like that kind of original game from Bungie is kind of like lost, and everything afterwards has been based on the game made by Gearbox. But anyway, I have very fond memories of Halo 3, so this it hits me a little bit. Although Halo 2 is not listed.
Yeah.
Huh.
Maybe it's just been gone for a while. That's
it might have. You know what? Actually, that might be it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
because
it might have
because
been.
that's original Xbox. And,
And I remember there was that story going around about the folks who stayed in the lobby
oh, that's right.
for like 2 months.
Yeah, like months after they shut it down.
Yeah, because it didn't close the socket connections of like anybody who was still connected, so they just stayed on there. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's it for news that I know of.
No, that was it. We covered all of it. Let's get into some of the games we've been gaming. We've got a little bit of time left here. Not a lot of games, but JJ, do you want to go with the thing that you've picked up?
I picked up the fancy, sexy new OLED Switch with the fancy, beautiful screen on it. Although I do have my yellow.
I was gonna say you have the yellow.
I don't like the white ones; they're kind of boring. I do like the dock though.
What?
The white dock looks beautiful.
Does it? Okay.
Oh yeah. The kickstand is weird. I don't like it. It feels just as cheap, just different steps. But the screen really is a difference maker in a weird way. Like when you're playing Metroid on it, it's really something else. It's pretty beautiful. It's a really nice screen. Big fan of it. I have nothing much to say about it. All I played is Metroid and Tony Hawk. I just got it this afternoon. It came in the mail.
Nice. Nice.
I can talk if you have any questions about the hardware itself. I can answer that. But that's the dock does have the LAN in it, but they got rid of the USB port inside the dock, which
the one that was hidden in there. That's
the one that
there's still one left in there, right?
There was one. So all that's in there now is you got the two USBs on the outside as usual, and inside you've got the Ethernet, the HDMI, and the power.
They're probably using the same data lanes that was being dedicated for the USB and converted it into the Ethernet.
To an Ethernet. Yeah. It's a different. The dock has some cosmetic differences other than just being a different color. Other than that, like it's not like a hinged door on the back now. It's just a little thing that pops off. And it's
Did you try putting your original Switch in it yet?
Yes, it's the same.
Impressive.
Yeah. So it works.
It works. Cool. It works. It's beautiful.
Did you have to do any wild transferring of stuff?
I did the Animal Crossing transfer, but no, I just logged into my new account and I'm just going to re-download everything. It doesn't bother me at all. Because
now that you have LAN, it might actually go fast.
Yeah, I can actually Ethernet it in there.
Now you can get the Nintendo Switch online.
Yeah, now my Nintendo 64 games are gonna run cream.
Wouldn't count on it.
Yeah.
Again,
there would have been an idea if they gave you like 2 free months or a free month of the highest tier of that.
Nintendo doesn't like. Nintendo is like just doesn't want to like give you that kind of stuff. It's so weird. Like, you can't buy a Microsoft first party anything without getting a month of Ultimate or something these days.
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo lives and dies by the old adage of perceived value. And there are some stalwarts in that company that clearly feel very, very strongly that anything that detracts from the perceived value is going to be irreversibly detrimental to the brand, which I personally disagree with, and Microsoft is happy to reap the benefits of currently. But anyway, I don't. I feel like I already had this conversation.
Yeah, I was partly going to say, do you think that Nintendo will release some sort of gaming bundle this holiday season? But I don't think anybody's going to be releasing any of the gaming bundles that this season, because they can't get enough consoles out there anyway.
The Animal Crossing bundle is still selling pretty well, so
yeah,
probably just
but that doesn't come with Animal Crossing.
That's the true irony. Yeah. I can see Microsoft doing Halo Infinite.
You think? Well, yeah, they have one.
Yeah, so all right.
That's the one I have pre-ordered, but that's the actual. That's the Halo. Theme.
Other than that, I mean, nobody else has a holiday game coming. What else is there?
Yeah,
everything else got delayed.
Yeah, well, because the Nintendo systems that they're putting out are the Pokemon ones, like, but they're the lights. Like,
the lights. Yeah.
They're getting like the shining diamond and pearl ones, but they're the lights, and they really seem to like putting some etching onto the lights. Not a big fan of doing it.
Yeah,
and with the OLED being out, their new sort of like
yeah.
major revision, like they don't need to worry about shoving a game into that package yet.
So. What else have you been playing, dude?
I just been playing Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, yeah. What do you think? You just picked it up today?
Today, yeah. It's fantastic. It's really fucking good. I mean, I just finished the first chapter, and I can tell I'm really, it's...
You playing on PlayStation, correct?
PS5, yeah. Okay. So far, it's really well written. It's threading the line between being the movie and the comic really well so far.
Oh, really?
I have a suspicion that there might be some sort of tie-in with the Avengers game a little bit, because like there's a Kree sentry in it that is kind of a lot like the design from the Avengers game. Now, to be fair, the Kree sentry has a pretty uniform design across the media, so it may just be they're just using the Kree sentry, but it's pretty much the same design that you see in the Avengers game and at the beginning of this game. So I'm like, oh, please don't try to tie these games. I mean, I like the Avengers game. Don't get me wrong, but
maybe down the line after they announce the Spider-Man DLC tomorrow. Tomorrow's the PlayStation thing. Oh, I forgot. There's State of Play tomorrow. They'll maybe the next push is going to be the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, but so far it's like it's been really well written. The gameplay seems to be real good so far.
Cool.
It doesn't seem to be. I really don't know how it's going to shake out going forward, but it really does seem like you just play as Star-Lord and you're giving commands to the rest of the team. So
sure. Cool. I'm picking it up.
Yeah.
I think
so far,
I was hesitant at first, but the good reviews are.
And
maybe we might do something. I don't know.
And early on in the game, he's got a Dazzler poster, so there is an X-Men. There's an X-Men connection in there, just in a weird little way. So,
so now, all right, no, never mind. I was gonna say something silly, but I was gonna say so that. Well, no. So I mean, because that means that I was gonna say something along the lines about Disney giving their blessing on it, but Disney already has their blessing because it's Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. I was thinking about the complicated IP about who technically owns X-Men rights for video game IP, and I think that has been fully moved over to Disney.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Warner Brothers doesn't have any of that.
No. No, I don't think so.
I thought Activision had some of the stuff because they did like Deadpool and a few things. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm positive that they've lost the Deadpool one by this point. There is a.
I'm positive about nothing anymore.
Yeah, it's true.
There is there is a early at the beginning of the game, you're young Peter Quill in his bedroom, and he has a Tron poster on the wall. So Disney has their fingers all into this game. So.
Might as well.
Every other movie poster is fake. Like there's a fake Gremlins poster, a fake War Games poster, a fake all kinds of movies, but there is an actual Tron poster in his bedroom. So
the last X-Men related game, like fully on X-Men, was the Wolverine game from 2009. It's been that long since there was an X-Men.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
No, it's true, because got it. Finally got. Yeah, I got you. I murder a fly on. No, because I'm sorry, I lied. Oh, 20.
I was like, didn't go. Destiny came out after Wolverine.
Destiny, that's right.
That shitty X-Men.
Destiny came out. Yeah.
Listen, I know that they're not good, but it still counts.
Yeah,
it's true. It does. It does. So sorry. 10 years ago now.
God. But then there were also X-Men characters in like our Ultimate Alliance.
Oh yeah.
Although we're not technically counting that, but
yeah, which is still Ultimate Alliance 3 is still pretty phenomenal. Okay. Anything else been playing?
That's it.
But what about the Switch games? Yeah, exactly. That's what we just said. What are you playing, Taylor?
I've been playing. I'm still on my cruise control mission to complete Final Fantasy XIV story before the new expansion comes out. I completed the first expansion, Heaven's Word, on Saturday.
How long do these take? I'm just curious. How long do these take?
Oh God.
I can go to how long to beat. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not very good at mainlining, so I can't. I want to say that like
Heaven's Ward. It says solo is 110 hours, so who knows what that means?
110 seems a little long, but it's Heaven's Ward is definitely meaty. I would guess like 45 to 55.
Okay. Wow.
I mean, Heaven's Ward feels like an entire mainline JRPG story, and that's just going from level 50 to 60 in the game. And then A Realm Reborn is honestly that's the first one, the base game, pretty forgettable. And you could probably rush through that in closer to like 18 to 25, I want to say. But yeah, so now I'm on to Storm's Blood, I think. But I'm on a break, so I started Path of Exile. Taking a little breather. Path of Exile.
Yeah, I started putting that on Steam.
Yeah, they started their new. They call them leagues. It's basically the old ladder system from Dota 2, from Diablo 2. Where they're seasonal elements where they implement new features. You start a fresh new character. It's the only way to play it, and it also does kind of like a soft reset on the economy because there's new stuff that they introduce. Nobody has large swaths of farmed materials and stuff, and so I also haven't played Path of Exile much. I mean, years, so it was fun to get back into it. And after playing Diablo 2, what was the remastered called? I don't remember. Played a bit of it, yeah. And then Diablo 2 playing it again is good because Diablo 2 is still a good game, but Path of Exile, whether to the point of egregious or not, has so many things that they've packed into that game that it's I don't know, it's pretty fun. It's good. It's also just a good chill out game because you run around, you die, you kill things. Don't play hardcore, in my opinion. Hardcore is bad. Also, you die a lot in Path of Exile. but yeah, no, that's it. I don't think I've been playing anything else.
Okay. All right. I will show you right now what I've been playing. A couple things, actually. I have been playing the game of life, that they call it. No. Putzing around with some Metroid stuff. Man, the Shine Spark shit annoys the crap out of me sometimes. It can be murderous, but there are several ways to do, because I've completed the game and I'm just kind of going back and trying to 100% everything for no reason whatsoever. But yeah, some of the Shine Spark puzzles are killing me. But other than that, I have been playing the hot new game. Oh, my Switch is somewhere else. Because we talked about Haunted Chocolatier, I thought, I'm actually going to start Stardew Valley, even though I bought it on the very first day it was available on Switch. Maybe I'll actually start it. So the Switch has become my portable Steam console. Imagine if they had a portable Steam console.
Think about it.
Think about it. God, there's more of them. Dang it. My house is not that bad. Trust me. We just had a lot of apples in it. Anyway, so Stardew Valley, started playing that and thought that's actually a pretty cool little game. It's a huge game. It's going to take. What is this little guy? Is just. I thought I killed him, but I did not. Anyways, it's like 50 plus hours.
This is an audio podcast. You
as
make
well, yeah,
loud slapping.
Sorry,
sounds.
I'm making loud. There's a little fruit fly. We went. My parents went apple picking up at the cottage. Came back down with fantastic apples, fresh apples, but obviously a fruit fly gets in there and it's over. Now it's spread to everything in the house. I'm putting out little like apple cider vinegar traps everywhere. Anyway, so the now it's just it's bugging me. It's like haunting me right now. It's howling. The game's really good. There is so much to do in Stardew Valley. I know you guys have all played it, blah, blah. I'm just getting into it now. It's a good game. I'm not going to complete it. It'll probably take me 4 years to complete it.
Dally, don't feel bad, because I'll tell you what, I have like 280 hours in Stardew Valley.
Oh my lord, dude!
Which
I'm never going to get that, boy.
Dally, 280 hours is low.
Oh my gosh!
For a lot of people, but that was all before Concerned Ape went in and added in like dozens of hours of endgame content. Like there's entire multiple zones that I've never been to because I haven't played it after he put the update on.
Oh man, it's so daunting that I have missed I'm happy to say I have missed the boat on this game, and I will only ever peck at it over the rest of my life. I will never complete it. I'm never going to sit down and be like, I could have, because there's way too many other things. But I'm happy coming to terms with that. Will I start Haunted Chocolatier? No, I will do the exact same thing. I will buy it and not play it for about 4 years, and I'll come back and peck at that too. But I'm totally okay doing it because that game is perfect for that, I think. And I'll leave it at that. Stardew Valley. The other game that I've been playing is another old game. Because there's nothing new that I can pick up. I'm going to share the screen here. It's actually an updated version of an old game.
Oh.
We got a review code in a few weeks back, and I'm finally kind of complete through what I wanted to get through, and that's World War Z Aftermath.
Oh yeah!
Oh my god!
I think
hot on the heels of
yeah.
Back for Blood coming out. Allie
Yes.
starts World War Z for the first
So
time.
exactly right. Have you guys heard of Left 4 Dead or Call of Duty 2? No, it introduces 3 new areas. I think Rome, the Vatican, something else. But it is my first time ever playing World War Z Aftermath. Man, it's good. It's just like it scratches a great itch. It's not like anything that's it's not on the same kind of level as like Left 4 Dead or Back 4 Blood. Like there isn't that, but it's not trying to be. It's like a combination of traditional FPS shooter and it's like a really long Call of Duty mission with zombies.
It really is like it really is taking the zombie mode from Call of Duty and making it like its own kind of game in a weird way. Like
yes.
I like it. It does some of the movie stuff. Like the zombie swarms are really cool in this game.
Yeah,
they're better. Like because like Back for Blood has like the swarm stuff, but it's just like let's just shove more zombies into it.
Yep. And it looks great on my laptop. I think they did do a few little tweaks here. This is essentially the quote unquote game of the year version that they had put out a couple of years ago, and then they've added these extra couple little areas here, as you can kind of see there. It is it's fun. It's great this time of year. Really great this time of year. Zombies this time of year are always good. That's why Back 4 Blood is out. That's why Left 4 Dead is always fun, and that's why I just watched 28 Weeks Later, which was really good. Yeah, this is it's a good game. It's fun. I mean, this is the kind of game. Again, it's the kind of game that everybody's probably already played, but it's just nice to have a few more missions and some enhanced weapons and some extra things to do in this game. And I'm for it. And I'm, I like the structure of this kind of stuff, which is there is no like super long story. You can just kind of hunt through the different chapters and check out some cool melee weapons like there and this crazy stuff with the electro shields and shit. But I like it. It's fun. It's totally cool, and it's a good game. And I'm gonna. It's gonna be one of those games that I just kind of come, just like Left 4 Dead was, just like some other FPS games are. Just gonna kind of come back to it every once in a while because it scratches a great itch, and it's fine.
It does a really good job at being a nice pickup, and because sometimes like the Switch doesn't do FPS games particularly great.
Right.
But something like this is actually really fun where you can just sort of like pick it up and get lost in it for like 45 minutes and then like come back to it in a couple of weeks or something. Like
it's great.
I got BioShock Infinite for like dirt cheap a while back on the Switch.
Nice. Oh, okay.
And it's not fun to play on the Switch as you would assume.
Oh.
But something like this is where it's
I'm playing this on Steam, and it's I'm using the Xbox controller, and it's great. I did play. I will say I sent it to like a fool. I decided to use the Steam TV thing through the Apple TV, and boy, was that a mistake because the lag was just trash, and it took forever to get this controller. The only issue I had with this game at all was getting my controller to work with the game because you have to actually turn off the Steam kind of big screen controller setting and say, don't let the game handle the controller by itself, which, it's whatever.
Do you have your Apple TV wireless?
Yes. Yeah.
So I actually, I have a Steam Link, like the dedicated device.
I haven't tried the actual Steam Link by itself.
Made by Valve. And even with that, the only way that it works incredibly wired. Okay. And that's it. All right. I have not had success in any other configuration other than direct connectivity.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give that a shot. I may get it. I won't give it a shot because if it's any Steam game, I'll play it on a Steam Deck later on, whenever that launches. Steam Deck. But
I just got in my 1 terabyte SD card.
Did you really? Nice, nice.
You're all in. You're just.
I'm ready.
It's Black Friday season, my friends. I've loaded up my Best Buy and my Amazon wish lists so that whenever something pops up I literally go through it twice a day to see if there's any sales going on because, as I've learned, here's a pro tip for anybody learning how to buy this time of year, especially this time of year where things are gonna be pretty messed up. Buy everything right now because every place has deals that you don't have to return anything till like January. So buy your stuff right now, and then as sales happen between now and Christmas time or whatever, buy the new one at a sale price and return the old one, so you're constantly getting the cheapest price as it goes along. And I'll buy that first like Guardians of the Galaxy for $60 or whatever, let's say, and then Nick Brawl. I buy that for $43.99 on sale, thinking it's a great deal, and then here comes the version. Here comes the sale at Best Buy for $39.99, and here's a Walmart sale for $30, and then here's the Black Friday sale for $19.99 or whatever. And so until I know that, I just keep kind of buying down. It's a good strategy. There you guys go. A little shopping pro tip from yours truly.
I've written it all down, Dally.
Good man. But that's it. That's what I've been playing. So you guys have been playing. We're tired. It is spooky season. Your costume's great, by the way, Taylor. Great job.
Thank you.
You look like, I think you're taking the costume of tired father. Who's been working a lot. I think that's probably what.
It's mostly just tired father.
Just a tired father. Yeah. It doesn't change for 16 years at least, dude. I'm on year 12. We're hitting year 12 in a couple days here, and it's still the same way. I'm still very tired. But I am Squid Game, and I'm also at Dolly Demovsky. Taylor is at Taylor Bliss. Thank you, Taylor. JJ is at _double_J, and also at Disney Compendium.
Ooh.
Yeah, baby.
Very nice.
Yeah, gonna get the. What's up? Ralph Rex the Internet is coming next.
Nice.
So there you go.
Or
whatever the hell they call it. Breaks the internet. It breaks the internet.
Breaks the internet. I did just watch. I was watching some Disney Halloween movies on D Plus, and I watched the Mr. Boogedy series, and oh man, those are they're horrible movies, but they're so great because they know that they're bad.
Listen to the Disney Compendium episode we did for Mr. Boogedy.
Okay.
Because it was our April Fool's episode, so we've done it completely deadpan NPR style, treating it like the greatest movie of all time.
Okay.
So
yes, love it. We'll do that. This is a 5 out of 5. 2 thumbs up, definitely.
Yes.
DisneyCompendium.com. Definitely check it out.
Yeah.
And with that, SideQuesting.com, SideQuesting TV on Twitch and YouTube. And I think we actually do have the SideQuesting YouTube account, but for some reason we started posting the SideQuesting TV, and that's where it all is. I'll have to transfer it over eventually. But yeah, hey, that's it, everybody. Thank you all for watching and listening, and have a good, fun, spooky few days here. Don't be too scared. Maybe if you're lucky, you may have a scary first and only episode of one of our other podcasts that JJ and I did last year that we were all hyped up.
If we did another one, it would be 2 episodes.
It would be 2 episodes, but you'll at least have that first one.
Yeah. Reshare that one. Circulate that one again for the Halloween season.
We'll definitely do. With that, we'll see you all on the next episode of the SideQuest. Bye-bye.